so he says. I'm sure Balotelli's time will come with his country. Here are players whose time is now. An amazing bunch of footballers, brought along by an amazing Spanish system, and the way they have brought the coaches through, got teams playing the way that I think a lot of us say that we want to see football played, technically brilliant. From Barcelona to Real Madrid, right the way through La Liga, every one of these players can play. He can play too, Andrea Pirlo, but he can't do it on his own. No team before has retained that trophy, the Henri Delorme trophy. No team has managed to win from Europe 3 major tournaments in a row. It all started at Euro 2008. It was carried on in scintillating style at the World Cup in South Africa 2 years ago. And then we all got a bit fed up with it, it seemed. We were saying they'd peaked. We were saying they weren't ruthless enough.
I think we were spoiled. We've been spoiled, haven't we?
When tonight happened. Spain, I think, reached a whole new level of football altogether. Every one of these players beaming from ear to ear. Gerard Piqué plays for Barcelona, European champion, world champion. He's dating Shakira. Does he ever have a bad day? He gets his medal from Michel Platini. Golden boot, Fernando Torres. Really nice shot of him with his kids in the net. He didn't know how to find that for a little while. He knows where it is again now. And how his career has picked up again after some dark times. A regular scorer for Chelsea towards the end of the season, and 3 goals at Euro 2012. 1 to finally see up Italy in the final. These are great scenes. These are scenes you will remember as a football supporter for all the times that you watch the game. There always has to be a losing team. But at the moment, in world football terms, there is only one team of ultimate winners. Coached by Vicente Del Bosque, captained by the brilliant Iker Casillas. Michel Platini will take his place centre stage. And history will be made when he hands over the Henri Delorme trophy. The trophy that marks all-conquering Spain out as European champions again. Once more, they have struck pure Spanish gold.
The Spanish celebrations truly begin. The trophy held aloft. Players have t-shirts of footballers who have recently lost their lives. Ramos, for example, is the 23-year-old Betis player. Mickey Roque, known simply as Mickey, who died of cancer just a short while ago. A nice touch while Balotelli hides his tears. The Spanish players have tears of joy. Fabregas holds the trophy aloft, and every single one of these players has been magnificent in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, right for the word go, reigning champions, and the pressure's on them. Can they do 3 in the trot? Have they got the spirit and resolve? Well, too right they have. But I mean, you keep going back to the way they played in the first half, and it was a pleasure and privilege to be here watching it. It was, you know, it was just exceptional. You know, and that's what everybody in the world has got to aspire to. You know, that sort of technical ability that the Spanish have got in abundance. Everybody's got to try and be as good as that.
I'm not sure anyone ever will be as good as that team. I think we've seen something unique here.
But it's now for teams that style will be copied, and in many ways, Luca, you can perhaps say that it's a wonderful gift for the game. This involvement of teams and this possession style of football is so easy on the eye.
Yeah, unless you're on the receiving end, obviously.
Of course.
Like I am tonight. No, but I'm still very proud of my boys, the Italian players. They did very well. And this is actually a good starting point in view of the next World Cup in 2014. New team, new manager. We did wonderfully well. And now I think we've got our confidence back. And we will be looking very, very difficult to beat in 2 years' time, I'm sure about that.
I think it's a great night for football all round. I mean, you mentioned, a team can win a major championship playing this way, playing without a striker, playing with 6 in the middle of the park, and pass their way through. And we know how difficult it is to pass your way through 2 banks of 4. We've seen it time and time again, but they did it tonight, time after time after time, with quick, thoughtful, purposeful, but technically great football.
It's hard, Alan, isn't it, to pick out one individual, because every time you see one holding the trophy, they're just a wonderfully gifted footballer, including him.
They're an incredible squad with an incredible manager, and it's the hunger and the desire from these guys, because let's not forget, these guys have had an unbelievable amount of success, so for them to actually come here again and show the desire to go and
he's a good player
get that trophy.
Great first touch he's got.
And I like very much the simplicity, the humbleness of this celebration. They're not over-exaggerating, they're very respectful of the team which they've just beaten.
Catalonia getting a mention, of course. Many of these players are from Barcelona, others from Real Madrid, and the starting lineup this evening, only David Silva was a non-Barcelona or Real Madrid player. Torres came on, of course. Mata came on, of course. There they all are, lining up for the photographers, of which there are hundreds.
I think Luca was right. I mean, the season end were very, very good. The Italians were gracious in defeat, and the Spanish were humble in victory, and they embraced each other. And it's very, very difficult when you just got beaten, because obviously you see the scenes here, and this is like special. But for the losers, there's a chasm of difference, and there's no good news at all, nowhere to go.
Where does this team stand in terms of footballing history? Is it right at the top of the table?
Well, for me, I think the best ever. You mentioned the Brazil side with the ability of Pelé and all of these guys, but when you look at this team, it's just absolutely unbelievable what they've achieved.
Balotelli's still here.
I think a lot of people will argue the Brazilians in 1970 were truly exceptional. And
you said at half time you've never seen a passing display like that ever in your life.
Brazilians had players that were just like, pick up. The Pelé at centre forward, who was arguably the best player of all time. But I mean, this side must rank with anything we've seen, in the last 20-30 years, that they are that good.
This is also the finest firework display at any European Championship.
Mega.
Magnificent, isn't it? What an effort.
Mega.
So it's rather by surprise there at the end of the proceedings, Luca.
Brilliant.
He played great as well.
Jordi Alba,
what a game he had.
It always hurts when you lose.